I want to welcome everyone. We had a lot of folks involved in this process. It was a lot of hard work. And thank you all for being here. I'm going to introduce Councilmember Torres to do some opening remarks.
So first I want to say the success of our first attempt at participatory budgeting would have been unthinkable without each and every one of you, so I want to give you a hand of applause. An extraordinary expenditure of time and resources, but we were able to generate over 2,000 ballots, 2,300, and over 10,000 votes. Yep. On how many projects?
Wow.
13 projects.
Cool.
So I just came from, my colleagues and I were meeting with the mayor about the city budget. And as you know, every year we pass, well this year it's going to be, do you want to take a guess on how much money the city budget is? Does anyone know?
10 billion.
10 billion? How much?
I said.
$78 billion.
Okay.
It is the largest municipal budget in the city. It's larger than the budgets of most states except for a few like California and Texas. And so the individual council members receive a share of the budget known as discretionary act. And most council members decide how those dollars should be spent based on their own discretion. And I said, why not create a process by which the residents of my district, the people, have a role in deciding how $1 million is spent in their neighborhood. Because for me, that is bringing democracy at the grassroots level. And so we had a year-long process of deliberation, followed by a week-long process of voting. And so we have the results to announce.
Right.
But I want to... Before I do, we have to acknowledge a few people who played an instrumental role in moving the process forward. And I want to underscore why is it that I believe so deeply in participatory budgeting. I represent a council district of about 165,000 residents. Right? And out of 165,000, almost all the people who live in my council district are Democrats. About 60,000 are registered Democrats. Yet only 6,000 vote. We have one of the lowest rates of voter participation in the state. And voting is the mechanism by which you hold your elected officials accountable. If I'm doing a terrible job, I want you to fire me in 3 years. If I'm doing a good job, I want you to rehire me in 3 years. And so I believe in participatory budgeting because it's a tool for building civic engagement. It's a vehicle for becoming civic leaders in our neighborhood. I truly believe that the neighborhoods that have the highest level of civic engagement have the highest quality of life, and those that have the lowest level will have the lowest quality of life. And so that's the objective here, is to mobilize more people to be civic leaders in their neighborhood. And many of you have been leaders for far longer than I've been born. Not to brag about my age, but you know the local needs as well, if not better than I do, and you deserve to have a role in how money is spent in your neighborhood. So with that said, I want to acknowledge a few people. So first I like to call up the principal of PS 28, Stephen Beckles. And I present you with the Schoolhouse Rocks Award from by the way, I did not come up with these titles. For mobilizing and engaging parents in the participatory budgeting process. Please thank your school community for making it a success. Say Richard, I'm a politician, I have to do a photo. That's what we're good for. Okay. Thank you. Next, I would like to call up a few staffers from PS 32, the principal, Rebecca Liu, and Emma Santana. And I present both of you with the Schoolhouse Rocks. So thank you for contributing toward the PB effort. I will join the photo. So we have 50 more people now.
Is Ron?
So I would like to call up Leticia from TAPCO. And I love TAPCO. Ron Lake is great. And so the next person I'm going to call out is a special person to me because she has been an early supporter of mine. She is a civic leader in Twin Parks West. Candy? So, as an expression of my love, I could do these things. Do we have plenty of pictures? And actually someone who is not only a constituent, but frankly I consider you like a grandfather, Mr. Matias. Thank you for everything you've done. We're gonna. Well, you could have Now, of course, we don't do it by ourselves. Right? I have a wonderful staff. But in addition to our staff, our operations depend heavily on the strength of commitment from our interns. And so I want to thank our Rookie of the Years, Mary Sue and Kevin. Where are you? Of course, absolutely.
Oh, look at Team Torres.
And they're the only ones who are younger than I. Now we're going to announce. We're going to go in fifth.
We're going to go from fifth.
So we're going to announce the top 5 projects.
Okay.
And then we have more awards, by the way.
So in 5th place, receiving 935 votes, we're going to allocate money to bus countdown clocks.
Yay!
$80,000. That was ballot item number 2. In 4th place, receiving 1,000. Hold on. I'm going to be. What's her name? In 4th place, receiving 1,236 votes. Speaking of air conditioning, we need air conditioning in our schools. In 3rd place, I'm getting old. Okay, 3rd place, receiving 1,288 votes. This was a popular one. Security cameras. $315,000 for security cameras. In 2nd place, receiving 1,323 votes, is improvements in Bronx Park. $450,000.
Drum roll, please.
In 1st place,
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
we're installing security systems at Kappa 3 and MS 339 in our public schools.
Up, there it is.
Security is pretty popular. Our public schools have security. Okay, I thought you were going to vote for a salary increase for the council.
Next time.
Okay, now we have more.
Now we
It came in. It's the main thing. It came in.
I want to, all the dynamic delegates who made the process possible. I want to call up Wayne Matthews, Jason Garcia. And what we're bringing is not only democracy, but deliberative democracy, right? Like the year-long process of deliberation is just as important as the voting itself. And these are the delegates who led that process for a year. So let's commend them for their efforts.
Where's the camera?
Okay.
Are you sure? Oh, okay, I didn't even see
I took Yvonne's seat.
All right, good.
Oh, what's the podium?
I know, right? I gotta go over there. No, she's not around. That's off the turn, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
So the next set of people I want to call up are members of one of the most active civic associations in my council district. They actually represent the area in which I live. And I want to call up the Bronx Park East Community Association for effectively mobilizing the vote.
Ooh, I need you to videotape. Just hold it like that. Not there.
We're going to Get Out the Vote Champions Award. Congratulations.
Excuse me?
Finally got him.
Perfect. Good job.
You hold this, and I'll take that back.
And not only basketball, I have all stars, but we have one participatory budgeting.
Uh-oh.
Someone who's been,
We broke one. No, just kidding.
wait,
Are we okay?
It's okay.
$200 are going to have to go towards the
It's okay.
But someone who's been deeply active in the, not only in participatory budgeting, but in supporting the operations of our office. She's been an incredible resource and intern. Ladies and gentlemen, please give your hands up for Lisa Hamner.
Okay.
I feel like the best volunteers are those who go above and beyond the call of duty, and so I want to acknowledge one of those volunteers, Evie. Can you please come up?
Honey, turn around, girl.
I wasn't expecting to be a counselor. You could just take what could be done. What are we calling this award?
You'll get it.
The MacGyver Award?
The MacGyver.
Uh-oh.
I present this person with the MacGyver Award. Ingenuity in developing vote locations and extra materials on surveys and duct tape. Very specific. To ensure that the Webster community could vote in full force. But this is a person I absolutely adore, Shania Rubin. My staff has nothing to do. The MacGyver.
You don't know MacGyver, you have to watch the series.
I've never seen this.
You have to watch it, then you'll understand. It's
only 10 years.
exact. Well,
Hold on, this one. The next award is known as the Vote Queen Award. And we're presenting it to someone who single-handedly collected the most votes of any PB volunteer and engaging the kingdom that is Murphy Houses. Ladies and gentlemen, Norma Plaza! You're not going to arrest me. So we want to acknowledge someone for developing the most creative proposal. And I present this person with an award for developing the Mobile Animal Emergency Unit Project. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Ecker.
Got a lot of happy pets, man.
The next person I want to honor is young and talented. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does.
I got it over
And, you know, I have a young staff, right? And I will be honest with you, I think we have done far better than people thought we would.
Yes.
I am the youngest council member in the city. There are many people, for reasons of sheer age bias, who thought that I would have trouble governing the council district. You know, I've only been alive for 10 years. And I made a point of hiring a staff that had almost no experience in governing, but they had raw, young talent. And these were people who had a deep commitment to public service, who were going to work their heart out, and were willing to think outside the box. You know, we're not like jaded by our bureaucracy for 10 or 20 years. And one of those staffers has proven to be one of the most valuable assets that I could have. And Raphael. That does not mean he gets a bonus, but.
Perfect.
Okay. Now there's a surprise award for me.
Yeah. All these people here for you.
And if you feel like I'm doing a good job, I just want you to tell my mother over there that. And Inspector Connolly, I would just want to introduce the inspector, the precinct commander of the 48th precinct, Inspector Connolly. Take a picture right under the security camera. Right here, right here. Oh, okay. Master the art of the photo. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you. Let's give him a hand. Don't get a big head.
Don't worry about it.
So we have to vote on one more item.
No, I don't play.
We have to vote on one more item. Should we do PB again next year?
Yes.
Are you sure? I don't know. Are we divided or? Okay, so I'm gonna, as long as I remain your council member, PB will be part of organizing a district.
Okay.
I just want to acknowledge my staff. So I have my, let me see, my district rep, Genesis Aquino. Who is our point person on social services, and as well as our point person on domestic violence. So we do quite a bit of awareness and outreach around domestic violence. We have our organizer-in-chief and district representative, Aisha Baba. have our district rep, Rafael Moray-Punnett. He just received an award in exchange in the place of We have a person, the next staffer is so popular that I'm worried that if she ran against me, she would win. Everyone tells me how wonderful she is, how lovely she is. Her father happens to be an assembly person. I believe she could be her father. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Luisa Benedetto. Who is my scheduler, so when my mother complains she doesn't see me often enough, I say blame Luisa. And the next person is much older than the rest of us.
Wow, I have witnesses for my lawsuit.
Did I mention anything about it? But he is the sage of the office. He is the source of really boosting the morale of the office. Our district director, ladies and gentlemen, Ron Jordan. And of course, the next person is not only a staffer of mine, but he's also a close friend. He ran my campaign. I came from the East Bronx, he came from the West Bronx. We met at the Central Bronx. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy Chief of Staff, the leader of the Great. So I guess
this man right here for his TV in the pink.
And despite David Rose, who is the landlord for this building, so despite the rental overcharge, the cost of the rent is far outweighed by the good that you've added to this office, and we thank you for everything you've done. He's also the chairman of the board of the Board of Bid. So. Great. We're going to do people. I'll see you next year.
Great.
We're going to do PB next year and have fun, enjoy the food, and look forward to schmoozing with each and every one of you.